Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Stretch and Revive class for this week. It's Thursday, so feeling it. It's going to be Friday tomorrow. Pretty happy about that. So we're going to start with, just before we do, need a band. So a band or a scarf or a towel, just something that is long that we can use to hook around our legs, just to make the stretches easier. We can probably get away with that one, but just in case, make sure you've got that. We're going to start in child's pose. So starting off, we're going to have our knees together for this one, if you can, and this is comfy. And just leaning forward, we're going to reach our hands and just relax our head on the ground. And in this position, just take a few deep breaths. This is a good one to start off with because it helps kind of get away from everything. Close your eyes and just switch off from the day. If it's not feeling comfortable, make changes, like you might want to separate the knees just slightly, just change it up a little bit to make it a bit more comfortable. And just let everything hang loose. And just slightly, hands at the top of your mat, just try and walk them. You'll leave it a bit farther. Get some length through your side body. And opening those eyes, we're going to come forward and lowering our body down to the ground and up into a cobra. It's a nice little back stretch. Let the abs try and relax and lower down. And when you lower down, make the arms go behind, palms facing up and laying on your left ear. And then hands back to our shoulders, pushing up for another cobra. Try and get a little bit higher this time if you can. Feel the stretch. And lower back down onto your right ear, letting those hands sweep back. Okay, bringing those hands back to your shoulder. We're going to come back into child's pose at this time, making our knees as wide as the mat and lowering back down. So knees wide, your tummy might get a bit lower this time. Try and reach your fingertips forward, try and crawl them up. And going over now to one side, so just slowly crawl your fingertips over to your right side or left, whichever one you want. And when you're here, just hold that and then try and just slightly pull away from that side. So pull back to the left. And you'll feel a bit of a stretch through the left side body. If it helps, you might want to hold your wrist, hold your right wrist with your left hand. And crawling over to the other side. I'm wearing my comfy pants today. And lowering down and just pull away. Feel that stretch through the side. Try and breathe into those muscles that might be tight. Imagine your breath is going in and releasing them all, making them all loose. That would be nice. And coming back up to the middle, we're going to come up into our all fours position. And this time, without sending our hips back, we're going to try and lower our belly and reach our hands forward and bring our elbows down. So keeping your hips up at 90 degrees. And in this position, just let your chest melt down. You should feel a good stretch through the back of the shoulders, through the chest. So by keeping the hips high, we're getting a bit deeper. Only if this is comfortable though. Breathe here. And coming up to a tabletop position. Well, hopefully the back's feeling a bit loose now, so we're going to do some cat-cows. So up, crunching through that top upper spine, try and tuck your chin into your chest. And cat, or is this one cow? I never know. So just getting some movement through your thoracic and your lumbar spine. Go with the motion, whatever feels good, just to get the blood flowing. And if up and down you feel like, yep, got that stretch, you can start to go a little bit wonky with it. And when I say wonky, I mean literally. So you can go side to side, you can maybe do some rotations. Just feel around. Any movement is going to be good. Our spine moves in all planes. It's a rotating joint. Obviously it can't go too far. Each vertebrae allows for a certain amount of movement. But our body will usually tell us when we're going too far. Keep doing this movement. Feel that stretch. You might want to hold just for a little bit longer. I know definitely in this position it's good to hold and arch and then take some deep breaths while you're here. That'll help increase the span of the rib cage. And try and forcefully breathe into your lungs. Cool. Oh, up onto your knees, give yourself a bit of a stretching through your shoulders, maybe to your wrists after having them on the ground for so long. Now with ease, hopefully, we're going to bring our right leg forward. So moving down now to the hips. Right leg's going to be forward and we're going to work through our hip flexors, so the tight muscles on the front of our thighs. Ugh. So pushing your hips down but also forward, you should feel a nice stretch through that left side. If the knees are a bit sore, you can maybe double up on the mat just to give them a little extra padding, or you can use a cushion. Try and get that knee, that hip lower and lower. If you're back up here, that's fine. Just feel away, and if you need something to hold on to, it's probably good as well. If you want to try and balance though, you can. It's also a good little exercise. Keep holding that stretch, really feel the hip flexors and try and just allow them to release. Think in your head, yep, you're good. You can let go of that tightness. Awesome. Now, coming back up. This front leg now we're going to focus on. We've done this one before. We're going to sit back onto our foot. If it's comfy, if you're up here, then that's also fine. And we're going to stretch through the hamstrings. Now this might be a time when your little band might come in handy. You can place that around your toe. The idea is that this hamstring, the other leg now, is getting a stretch. Remembering we don't want to be kind of forward folded. The idea is to keep your back up straight. You'll feel it more through your hammies. Now, if this is not comfortable for that ankle, come up so that you are on that knee instead. It depends. It's whatever way it works for you. Feel that hamstring behind there. It's probably not liking you right now. Mine isn't. And now we are actually going to forward fold. So with that straight leg, you can let the band go, and we're just going to hold our knee straight and tuck our chin into our chest to fold into that foot. If you're up here, that's how it would go. If you're down here, you might be more of a fold forward. Feel that stretch through the hammies. If you've got a lot of pain there and it's really hurting, it's tingling and it's sending all sorts of messages to you, it might mean that you've got a bit of nerve impingement, nerve pain. So it might be worth just mentioning it to your doctor or to your physio. They might know some ways to help. Speaking from experience. And let that one go. Bringing your knees back up. It's probably feeling a little bit better now. And we're going to place that knee back down and bring our other leg forward. Same stretch, so hips are going down and forward. So feel around for it. If you're kind of all the way down, I can't even get there, but your ankles flexed and your hips are down near the ground, and that's great. But just go to where you feel this stretch. That's all you need. Take some breaths here if you're holding onto something around you, or if you're over here, just to help out a little bit. It's best to be up. The more upright your body is, the more stretch we're getting through that front hip flexor. Feel the stretch. Try and just let it release even more each time. You might find you're getting lower and lower and you're thinking, oh, it's working. 30 seconds is usually all it takes. But the most important thing is still to push your pelvis forward. So don't just give into it. Push it forward. You'll feel it more. And coming back, straight leg, hammies on the other side. So keep that band handy if you need it. We're going to have our leg out straight. Now if you're up here and you can feel the stretch, or if you're down a bit, sitting on that foot, we're just keeping our back up straight and we're getting a good stretch through the back of that left hamstring. Pull those toes towards you. I'll go up here this time. Let's try something new. The hamstrings are always the tightest. We've got a few stretches for them today. And we'll let the toes go now, and we're going to forward fold. So if you're up in this position, tucking that chin into your chest, keeping that leg straight. Or if you're sitting down, might be a bit easier, you might be able to get a bit lower. Hopefully the hammies aren't screaming at you too loudly. Another few seconds. While you're here, you might just want to rock your head side to side, let the tension relax. those knees back up, sending that leg back. We'll go back into one last child's pose and then we'll flip onto our back. So reaching forward. Oh, hopefully the legs are feeling great, the hips are feeling open. Take a few deep breaths in child's pose again. And when you're ready, I'll meet you on our backs. So make sure you have your handy band. We're going to flip over and we're going to start off, make sure your head's on the mat. We're going to start off just with our knees to our chest, squeezing them in. Take a few breaths. Maybe just rocking side to side just to help out massage that lower back. Feeling pretty good right now. We're halfway through. 15 minutes goes quick. Alright, letting one leg go now. And just holding that one into your chest. Squeezing that one knee. Try and squeeze it towards the same side shoulder. Keep squeezing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hold on to the middle of the leg. We're going to let the knee and the hip joint rotate outwards. So holding on to this middle part, bringing our legs so our knees just under 90 degrees, cupping our hand underneath. And as we do that glute stretch with the other knee, we're going to do a similar one, but this time we're going to focus on pulling the middle of the calf towards our face. So this is good for our gluteus medius and also our piriformis. And we're just going to pull that leg from the middle part. Imagine this middle part, you're trying to get it to touch your nose. That's the idea. Don't touch your nose, please. That won't happen. But that's the idea. That's the direction we're going. This is a good little inner abutment stretch. If this is hurting your hands, you can grab it from the outside. Whatever feels comfortable. If you're holding it from up here, all we want to do is pull that calf or that shin bone towards our nose. And remember, try not to let your knee the angle go too small. You still want to have that nice angle at your knee while you do this, just under 90 degrees. Keep pulling that in. If this is too hard on your hands, that's when the band comes in handy. You can always grab that and use that to pull. Keep your band handy, by the way, we're using it next. Okay, placing that band now around your feet. Straightening that leg, make sure it's low when you straighten it. The other leg's just going to be on the ground. Try and have the band around the top half of your foot. And with a straight leg, so make sure you go low enough to get it straight, we're going to pull our leg up, keeping it straight. Make sure your band or your scarf is quite hard as well. You don't want to just be kind of willy-nilly pulling it. You want to have a bit of tension there. Should be able to make a sound. And we're just going to hold it there for a bit. We've done this one before. We're going to do a few little pushes as well. So if you notice you're starting to get the foot closer, but your knee is starting to bend, fix it and go back to straight and pull it straight. Because the straighter the leg, the more stretch we're going to get. As soon as you start to bend your leg, we're moving the stretch away from our hammies and more down to our glutes and our inner thighs, which we will get to. Okay, a little exercise now just to get some active stretching in. Done it before. We're going to push against the band or the scarf. So if you're able to, make sure you keep your shoulders relaxed, don't hold really tight. But we're going to give it a little, about a 50% push. So 50% of your strength, give it a push now. Push, push, push. Contract that muscle and relax. And the relax is where you'll feel probably a little bit more stretch come. Remembering to keep that knee straight. And you get ready, we're going to do 2 more pushes, but this one, ready, push, give it a bit, and relax. You don't want to be able to push it too far, that's the main thing. If you're getting all the way to the floor, that's not what we want. Welcome, I think we have someone else on there now. We're just halfway through the stretches. Okay, last one now, give it a push. Squeeze that muscle, straight leg, and relax. You might find that your range is a bit more than it was. Cool. Let that one go now. We're going to place our foot into, well, first we have to do the other stretch, but make sure that band is right near your other foot now. Oh, give this leg a good little break. Say, good work. Let's let that one go down. And we're going to grab our other knee now. Alright, holding onto that knee. Take a few deep breaths here. Try and squeeze it in close to that shoulder. Big deep breath. And coming around, let your hip rotate outwards. We're going to grab onto that middle shin. And we're just going to pull that middle of the shin towards our nose. Now it might not be as easy for some. Your leg might not be able to rotate that much. Just where you can, alright? So say if your leg's here, still try and pull that in. But try and focus on also rotating it. So rotate, stretch, and pull, stretch. Oh, I'm shaking. Hopefully the hips are feeling pretty good right now. This is a good stretch to do if you have a bit of knee pain maybe, or a bit of back pain. Any pains really, but tightness through here can sometimes cause pain through the lower back, I find. The body is a strange thing, but stretching is one of the most important things to do if you have any pains. Because if you don't, your muscles will just stay tense. They'll never relax. Cool. Now this is probably feeling pretty good. We're going to place that band around our top half of our foot. We're going to go low. We're going to find our straight leg. We're going to pull our foot up, keeping our leg straight for a nice hammy stretch. If you can as well, try and just push your toes towards your face. It just kind of increases it that little bit that makes you think, oh, that's painful, but I don't want to say it, but no pain, no gain. Obviously not in all cases. Keep breathing, we're almost there. Alright, holding that leg straight, we're going to get a bit more tightness onto the band, and ready, we're going to push now. So push, give it a good push, you're not supposed to get too low, and relax. And when you relax, just give it a bit more of a pull, a little bit harder. Alright, get ready, and we're going to push again. Quick push, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And just pull it a bit more. Good. Alright, one last one. Ready? Let's go. Push, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And just pull it a bit more. Hopefully knees are not too bent. If you can, maybe just push your knee out just to straighten it a little bit. Good. Keep holding, maybe just give your toes a little hello to your nose there. Just a slight little movement, and it makes such a big difference. And relax. Let your legs go. Oh. Hopefully feeling pretty good through the hammies. We've done a few stretches for them today. We're going to finish off with our last stretch. We're going to pick our knees up towards our chest. And if you can, only if you can, there's a few options here. If you can reach, holding on to the outsides of your feet. If this is just not happening, hold on to your legs. And just let your hips go. It's a weird stretch, but it's really good. Let your hips go and relax and just kind of open up your legs. And maybe even give it a slight roll side to side. Feel the inner thighs relaxing. It looks funny, but it's very good. If you're wondering, this one is called Happy Baby. I love Happy Baby at the end of a yoga class. If you're really into it, you can maybe get a bit more movement, rocking around. You can maybe move the legs up and down. Whatever feels good. It's all about you and what you find comfortable. Oh. And we'll meet up sitting. Oh, feel good now. Let those knees go wide. Last little bit. I know we said last stretch before, but this one's always a good one to end on as well, because I mean, I'm sitting up and I'm talking to you guys. So thank you again for coming. It's been a great, I think it's been 6 weeks so far. I've very much enjoyed these sessions. It's given me a lot of flexibility, I must say. I probably watch them from the start to finish, see how I've gone. But I hope you guys have enjoyed them too, and if you've been noticing differences and maybe decreased pain. If you have noticed anything that's really significant, please let me know, because I'd love to put it onto my managers and show them, you know, this class is really good, and hopefully. Otherwise, thank you, and I'll hopefully see you in 2 weeks' time, because next week I won't be here. Thanks, guys.